Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Canadian National, where as you can see we've got things all on the go already. We have a John Deere 8000 over in Field 8, harvesting some silage for us. We got a truck carting for that. We need to empty this truck so we can also get this carting. And there's actually a third truck. Because yes, I am being insane and doing multi-truck uses over there. Third truck is going to be I'm hoping that this will all work as I'm planning. This truck is now going to be joining the truck that's currently in the field with the deer once it is empty. In the stream last week we did a barley harvest. As you can see, we got about 140,000 litres of barley out of that, and our new priority is basically getting as much silage as we possibly can. Now, the hope is that if I slow this down, there we go, to a manageable level, the course by course there is going to bring the truck over this tipping point, which in theory takes grass and chaff, which will go into this and will be turned into silage over time. I don't know how much it takes, so this could go horribly wrong. I don't have it going through the silage pit over there, or the more traditional shaped silage pit, should I say, just because of reasons. This needs to load up F8 silage maybe, go into combi mode, select the John Deere 8000 series and drive the course. So that's now heading off. We need to get over here, grab this truck, because I don't have enough trucks as it is, clearly. This truck is has an auto load trailer on the back. This is going to be picking up straw from field, I think it's 20 field, whatever field Helper I is in. Helper I is in a big bud, and we are people sometimes complain, and I know they don't do it in comments, but I know they do, that I don't do enough multitasking and that I do too much manually. Well, this is my response. I need to take off creative money now. We've got all the money we kind of need. I think we've got all the equipment we actually need for this map. There are a couple of spare trailers over there. They are going to be used in extreme circumstances. If it turns out I actually need 4 trailers carting silage, or 4 trailers doing anything on the map. The Twin Stars are having a bit of trouble, it seems. We, however, need to focus on this Twin Star here because we need to be picking up the bales. Twin Star number 2 is in traffic and the 8000 is slipping in on something. What has the 8000 hit? What has the 8000 hit? It has actually hit the truck that's supposed to be helping it. It's freed itself. And the truck helping it has got confused and is actually trying to be on the wrong side. That'll potentially sort itself out. Actually, if I change the helper side to be right, now it's gonna just... okay. I don't know what it's doing. We really need to get moving because the big bud is now running over bales, and this is not a good situation. Come on, grab the 3 bales. We didn't grab the bales. Helper I is now blocked by the bales, presumably. No, it was blocked by the truck. Helper I is in the big bud. We're gonna have to make a suicide swipe past the big bud's 747, and this is the true big bud. There are 2 450s on the map as well. This thing is running, this Twin Star is running with 4-wheel drive and all diff locks on. It's still having a few issues with grip. We're basically in a race against a 24-meter cultivator, which is coming up the field at quite a good speed actually. 17 kilometers an hour. It looks as if the other Twin Stars managed to get confused, which maybe is a good thing. Equipment on this map, I should mention, is 3 of these Twin Stars, a Case IH Axial Flow 9630, a Big Bud 747, 2 Big Bud 450s, The Big Bud Cultivator, the Big Bud, big Seed Master Seeder, I think it is. I can't remember what exactly it's called, but the biggest of the seeders from the Big Bud pack, and the air cart that goes with it. A John Deere 7810 with the Heath Super Chaser. A Case Magnum with the Heath Super Chaser also has the bale ram thing on the front. Oh, the 7810. The Case Magnum has a New Holland BB-8 1990 on the back of that. Or the case, even. The Case Magnum. I've basically gone bigger is better on this map. So we've got 2 traditional style tractors, 3 Big Buds, and 3 semi-trucks. Now what's going on with the silage, because it's not moving at all. What's going on over here? This, yeah, I figured this would happen occasionally. Let's stop you and just get you to drive again. Because, let's just get you to drive now, because I actually want to test the end of this. Where are you going? That's going to be interesting to find out what's going on there. I'll keep an eye on glance. We need to get back to this truck. You guys happy with the amount of stuff going on now? Not doing too much manually, am I? I could in theory courseplay this as well, but I don't think it'll work very nicely with the autoload script. Twin star number 3 is slipping. One of the twin stars has hit something that it shouldn't have. Because this isn't the one I'm using. So twin star number 3, I'm guessing, has decided to try and ram the... I was tried to ram a lamppost, which is good. It's got itself sort of kind of stuck, which is always fun to try and resolve. This does happen with courseplay quite a lot. Yes, I am using courseplay for once. Drive behind the combine. Actually do it this time. Don't just say you're going to do it and then randomly set off into a lamppost. Here we go. It is behind the combine. We need to get back to our truck here, which the other truck should be passing us in a moment if it's not been confused by something. There's the other truck, and they are all in what I like to call the Doom truck configuration, which is black on black on black with black trailers. Okay, here's the other truck. It should reach the trigger. It's noticed the trigger, so it should now stop and unload. Beautiful, wonderful. Ooh. What's... I need to try and... What I've done is I've crashed the game. I'll be right back. Alright, so I've loaded in after the crash. Unfortunately, I didn't save before the game crashed, so we may have to do some stuff again. Let me have a look at what's going on here. This big bud needs to be moved. I need to move a bunch of stuff before I can really get started again. So this needs to move. But actually the pipe needs to be out in this because there is 6,000 litres of barley left in the Brent overloader. This needs to move. This is the stuff that I didn't record first time around, but now I'm kind of a bit more rushed than I was, unfortunately. It's currently 10:38 PM last night. Maybe look. This needs to go over to. We can start actually recording the course here. Southwest, east. Yep. And we do need to fast forward time a bit. 24 hours should do. That corn isn't grown just enough yet. So let's get the time fast forward going while we figure out what else needs to be moved. This needs to be moved. Let's get up to 1900 times time acceleration. And I think we're coming close to the point where we can get the big bud started again. This needs to be moved just away from the field as it heads into night. There we go. That can stay there, that can stay there, that can get hired now. The big bud's off. Let me have a look. Okay, so this can get turned off. Speed up walking speed a bit. This can get turned off. I need to buy the other two trucks, I think, again. And we can slow down time again to ×1. So let's buy the two trucks. Yes. And yes. We'll buy another tipper, because we do only need the one extra tipper. Whoops. There we go. Get you. And we will start recording a course. Because we need... This is stuff that I already had done, but I seemingly need to do it again. So we'll just do it real quick. Will not take too long. The corn should now be, if not fully grown, then grown enough that we can harvest it. We actually need to head north with this. The corn is actually fully grown, so we didn't need to fast forward as much as I did. That's perfectly fine. But, you know, so be it. I've just noticed that I've got my mic turned up a lot louder than I usually do, so I apologize if you hear stuff that doesn't sound quite right. So let's get this truck recording from down here. For some reason I like starting down here, or I want to start from down here. So, start course recording. 1, 2 blops, and then a few. That's a pretty tight turn. That's probably going to cause some issues later. However, we now don't need to take a big detour like we did in the previous attempt. Because the fabric script doesn't seem to want to work with that, which is fine. Don't know how the map released with that as an issue, but okay. Just need to run through the silage pit here, and that's should be good. One thing I've realized I do need to get is going to be a silage roller of some description now. So we'll just pull that in there, and we'll delete that and just call this silage. Get you onto combi mode and detecting the deer. Drive, and where's the deer? You start from first waypoint and drive the course. You are okay. You are that one. This, by the way, is why I was running so tight with the big bud. You saw how much space I had. However, there's a bunch of stuff that needed to be done before I could even think about picking up the straw bales. It just, like, it all comes into one. Plus the big bud in the original attempt, the first little part of this video, it was actually stuck behind the John Deere for a period. Because I forgot to move the deer originally. So let's get this on 4-wheel drive with diff locks. I do have the wheel dirt mod installed, so the wheels will get dirty a lot faster than the rest of the body, and they'll also clean off a lot faster than the rest of the body. So as we drive along here, you'll see the well, you might not. As we drive along the road here, we should, in theory, see, if I were to be good girl and actually not hit lampposts, you should see the all the tires just cleaning themselves as we go along. And that's not happening because it seems like whatever's under the road is marked as dirt. Lovely. This map does seem to have issues. So let's unload this again and hop into the other truck. There we go. This will be right beside the truck that's currently unloading. When we're unloading this one, we can just hop in, drive it over, and get it on the courseplay course. This is the fun of trying to do multiple things with courseplay at the same time. This is why I don't use much courseplay, because it turns into just managing the courseplay guys. And it turns into farm manager, which I kind of want this let's play to be in a way. That should be good enough. Yep. Over to this truck now. We'll get you loading up the courseplay course. You seemingly already got the course load. Need you to be on combi. Manually selecting the John Deere. And drive from the nearest waypoint. So I'll get to find out if this is detecting a fill trigger here in theory. It is not, because it's empty. Okay. Hopefully because it's empty. If it's just not going to detect the fill trigger, that's a problem. And I may need to find a new American map. Or North American map, because some people were complaining that during the stream that Canadian national isn't American, it's Canadian, I know, but it's in North America. You guys like lumping every country in Europe into the word Europe, so I'm going to lump every country in North America into the word America. So how are we doing? Oh, we're actually ahead of where we were last time. Beautiful. Mainly because we haven't had to go rescue a truck yet. So let's just drive across the field here. I'm going to collect these in a really haywire pattern of whatever's the straightest line I can find. Just because this is going to be a bit less, well, a bit more chaotic. But a bit less, no, that's just not going to work, is it? A bit less twisty-turny in theory, but in practice it's not going to work. I am tempted to stop back to using normal sized bales from these high densities, the Heston bales. This is from the Extreme Baling Pack by Arm Team, by the way, these bales and that baler. And the UAL script version 2 actually does allow for these bales to be picked up. And just pick up some bales from this line here. Bada bing bada boom. And bada. Come on. There is actually a you may have seen a number of bales just kind of abandoned at one point. Is Big Bud still cultivating the grass? Let's stop cultivating the grass at least, which is nice. The Twin Star and John Deere have managed to hit into each other again. Because if there's one thing that is nice about courseplay courses, is that they do exactly the same thing every single time. So because they hit each other earlier, they're going to hit each other again, and they're going to sort it out again over the course of a couple of minutes, because they're idiots. The SX Twin Star isn't really suited to I'll put it this way, Farm Sim isn't used to having trailers this long. If I put the bog standard trailer on it, it probably would be behaving a lot better. But I like having the American style super long trailers. I know that in America you use the gravity unload method, where the body of the trailer just opens up and dumps it on the ground. Oh, you're not gonna behave as well, are you? Okay, drive course. Drive now. Because if I drive now, it's number one, it's gonna... Okay, first waypoint drive course. That's gonna lead it down straight down to the first waypoint. This other truck is gonna come in and swoop in and take over. And we can hop into the third truck, which is idling here. And just kind of try our best to ignore all that chaos. There's one of the big Bull 450s with the cedar and massive wagon for that. The air wagon, air cart, or whatever you want to call it. There's a funkalicious bug going on there with the ground. I don't know what's going on there. Also don't know why exactly the ground is screwing up the way that it is with the roads. They should actually be regarded as a separate thing entirely, but they're not. Okay, where's the 747 now? It is coming down along that pass over there. Sometimes you can't quite see the big bump, but you can see the ginormous swath it's taking out of the ground. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and clear ahead of it. I know that there's a couple of bales that I did miss down over that end, but if I can get this area over here clean, then I don't need to worry too much about the stuff that the big bud's pushing along. It'll push it to the end of days. It'll push it infinitely. Because number one, big bud is huge, and it's going to be very difficult for a bale to escape its clutches. And number two, big bud doesn't really care about pushing things. It will just push it forever. You know, it's got what, 1100 horsepower. It's just gonna keep going. It's many tons of metal and American. Just throw more power at it and see what happens. Now we're not going to be able to keep ahead of the big bud forever. It is going to start picking up more and more bales as we go along, and that's fine. It's actually to our advantage, because if it picks up the bales and throws them all at one end of the field, it means we don't need to worry about where they are. We know they're going to be at one end of the field or the other. Now there's going to be some kind of strewn in the middle. You can see there's a pile I attempted to do with the Heath Super Chaser while I was combining, or harvesting, or whatever you want to call it. It looks as if the silage bunker has not in fact broken this time, because I'm using the actual silage bunker. I just want to double check that as I pass on by. I should be able to see it load in. I'm not going to be able to see it load in, which is fine. I'll just drive up that way in a second, because I do want to double check that is working as intended. It looks like it is, but you can never be 100% sure when Farm Sim gets involved with things. So that's why. And off we go. We'll check the bunker now. You just see how it looks. I get the feeling these trucks are going to start struggling eventually to get through the bunker. Especially if, and it looks like it has, one of the trucks unloads. Oh no, I thought the truck unloaded the entire way down. It didn't, luckily. It just unloaded. Or, hold on, sorry. It unloaded the entire way down. I was worried that it would only unload for a small part of the course. Now I'm going to have to bop this truck like that. I may have to do another couple of hits to it. Strategic nudges, shall we say. Yep. I'm going to need to give the back of the trailer a strategic nudge. Like that. And like that. There we go. It's popped up off the ground, so we can give it a bit of a better nudge. Is it going to get stuck again? It's not going to get stuck again, but the truck's going to be a bit confused by it all, I think. Yes. The truck may in fact just wander off. Or I've never seen Courseplay do that before. Wow. I was convinced the truck would wander off and just start doing random stuff. I didn't think it would reverse. That is surprising. Now I'm trying to do things in an American way. Feel free, if you are American, to shout at me if I'm doing things wrong. I know for one you'd never bring a truck into the field like I'm about to do here. This is just for speed and ease, because this thing has an auto-load script. And it's much easier to run an auto-load script than to, you know, chase the bales around everywhere and get them piled up correctly. Did that for a period and it just... I wasn't able to keep up. Oh my god. You also wouldn't allow your big bud to become a bale collector like that. You just... I think I've got my thumbnail decided. Hang on, I'll take it in a second. Shift H, Alt L. We'll just drop into the ground like this. There we go. That's why I use creator tools. You can see the little blip when I took the actual picture, so let's get everything back up. Like that. Wonderful. Oh dear. I mean, it's an idea that works. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to like dropping the bales off at the end, like I'd kind of anticipated. It's dropped 2 off, but it's got about 12 still attached to the front of the cultivator. It's probably going to knock a few more off at the end of this lane that it's currently on, the end of this pass. But it's still maybe collecting a bit more than I'd like, which is not ideal. Yeah. That's not gone to plan at all, has it? So we'll get 2 more bales onto this, and how many bales have oh my god, it's just accumulating them even more. It only dropped 1 bale off. I think the big bud may actually be... Nope, the big bud does not care for all of the bales that it's... Oh my god. Big bud cares not for your silly little physics. In reality, all of those bales would be absolutely demolished by a big bud pulling a cultivator. The twin star that's currently unloading the deer forage harvester is very nearly full, so when that starts pulling away, I will try and get over to the silage pit as quickly as I can to show you guys that unloading. We have failed miserably in keeping ahead of the big bud because it seems like it's picking up more bales than we are right now. So where is the... it looks like the deer's pulling around, and as is the twin star maybe? Yes. So let's go and watch these just for the end of the video here. The end of the episode. This map does seem to have some issues, and some seriously big issues. I'll try and get the fabric script working correctly, if I can. I don't know if I can. So that's that truck full. It's gonna come down. And just lower my... It's gonna come down along the field here. You can see it pulling away. All 3 of these are SX Tri-Stars, by the way. SX 310 Twin Stars. I will be swapping them out for a different truck. One that's actually real, as opposed to this invented truck. I just haven't had the time yet. Also, I forgot. This is going to come down here, it's going to take a turn here, and hopefully not hit anything, coming up onto the path here, and over to the silage pit. I might just... I can tap into the deer and basically rocket propel myself if I need to. I'm gonna go and collect a couple more bales because I think I can. Well, just we wait for that to get to the silage pit. I'll keep a close eye on Glance for that to happen, because I do need to finish collecting these bales today at the very least, or do want to at the very least. The big bud is on its way up its final pass. And we may actually need 3 trucks unloading. Well, no, because that... No. There is no way we'll need 3 trucks. Because it took an age to fill one, it's going to take an age to fill this one. And I would guess that it's very close to the silage pit now. So I will collect this one more bale. There we go. And now... Yes, it is actually at the silage pit, so let's get this up to full speed. And you can see the truck going through very slowly, unloading, and it should in theory, actually it should in theory be empty by the time it gets to the other end. And it is! Fantastic, well done. Now the issue here is you can see there's a big lump of chaff there, so we will need to get a tractor in to clamp that up and to level it off a bit. Let's get the truck again, see what the big bud's been dumping off. By the looks of it, not much, because that seems to have accumulated even more bales than it had before. Helper D is blocked by an object. It is of course a different helper number now, or helper letter. Is that going to drop a bale off for me? Nope, Big Bud doesn't want to drop a bale. That is... oh, it did drop a bale at the very end. I'm hoping to see 2 or 3 bales down here maybe. I don't know how I'm going to get all the bales off the cultivator, I'm going to be honest. There is a bale down here. Oh my god, just the one bale down here from where Big Bud was turning. Oh dear. So the Big Bud is now unintentionally a gigantic bale accumulator. Good. Good. But I am going to call it a video here, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, that looks ridiculous. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Canadian National. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.